So today I was going to talk about my Christian faith. A lot of people have asked me in the past, how comes you have such a strong faith in God and all of this? Like, where does that come from? And people is always asking, people always, like, they wonder, right, that people is asking the question, is there God and all of this kind of thing, And, well, what happened with me was when I was a lot younger, like, I lived in County Durham. We were living in a farm, on a farm area, right? In a farmhouse. People say it was a farmhouse, but so it was a farmhouse, right? So we're living there. And one night, I was asleep on my bed. And for some reason, I used to share a room with my brother. For some reason, I was woken, like, it was a very odd way of being woken up. And I woke up and I could feel the presence of something in the room. So I was drawn to look there. It's like I knew instinctively where this was. I could feel the presence, And so I looked over to the other side of the room, and kneeling on the bottom of my brother's bed was an apparition. Basically, we can say is a spirit of a woman in a kind of robe who was kneeling on the bottom of my brother's bed, and there was a picture of Jesus on the wall, and it looked, this was like, this woman was praying for my brother, you know what I mean? Like, that's what it looked like, and that's what it looked, it was extremely scary, extremely powerful experience, like I did not want to believe what I was seeing, like I did not want to believe it. I literally, I pulled a blanket over my head, and I just tried to pretend it wasn't there. I wanted to tell myself all kinds of things, reasons that it was not what I was seeing, was not what I was seeing. I would tell myself, this is just this is, you know what I mean? I was all kinds of excuses, like it's a pile, like my mother's come in the room in the middle of the night and piled up a big massive pile of clothes really high on the bottom of brother's bed. But all of these kind of excuses, I couldn't excuse what I was seeing. It was a powerful thing, and extremely scary, you know what I mean, as a kid. But nonetheless, it has made a lot of my decisions since, I've made a lot of bad decisions since, but I've never been able to go. I've never ever, I've wanted to. Everything's made me in my life want to say there's no God, and like, for example, a few years later I became a heroin addict, and a lot of my friends from then are no longer here now, and at the time I couldn't allow myself to completely let go. There was always that little thing inside me. I couldn't deny what I'd seen there, and that always there gave me a reason why I had to change, you know what I mean? And I couldn't, no matter, even in the depths of the addiction, I couldn't deny what I'd seen when I was younger. If I had been like my friends, who I can only assume had never experienced anything like that in their life, then I would have been able to completely let go like they did, but I couldn't. There was always something that I could not deny that kept me, that thing inside me that's like, you have to stop doing that, you know what I mean? Like, you have to change. It was always there. But yeah, it was an extremely powerful experience, like, and of course most people hear that and they wouldn't believe it, they say, well, maybe you was dreaming. But believe me when I tell you, at the time when this was happening, I'm now really grateful that I seen it as a train. I'm now really grateful at this time in my life that I seen it. But believe me when I tell you, at the time I was terrified. I did not want to be seeing that, at all. You know what I mean? At the time, I was absolutely petrified. I mean, petrified, and yeah, it was extreme experience, you know what I mean? And since then, you know, I've always, you know, I've it's kind of led me to, you know, it's kind of saved me from a lot of things in my life, you know, because I know there is a purpose of being here. But for people who don't believe that there's anything, who's never experienced something like that, you know, they look around and you see like people talk about the Big Bang and all this type of stuff on the TV. You know, you look around, you think, well, everything's, how would you ever know that there's a God? Do you know what I mean? And for me, having seen that, it's so obvious, you know, because you look around you and you see everything around you, like all the trees and all of that, and all the you know, animals, people, birds in the sky, everything, the sky itself, everything you see around you, the sun, all of this stuff. What they're trying to tell you is that all came into existence out of nothing. It all just appeared out of no reason at all. Like it popped into existence out of nothing, the Big Bang. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, you know, you give me an example of something else that's popped into existence from nothing. And also, another thing, what you have probably noticed in your life, most people have, is the existence of karma, where you can see certain things go around and come back around on people, you know? Do you know what I mean? There's things that happen to people that just seem a little bit, and certain experiences in your life and that, you know, that seem a little bit like too well timed, and they're too well timed. It's happened at such a perfect time to someone or something, you know. I'd say nearly everyone would have experienced something like that. But yeah, that's why my faith comes from that experience. I guess I'm very lucky to have had that, you know. There's a plane flying overhead, he keeps looping round and round and round. Wonder why he can't land, you know, but that's a bit weird. But yeah, that is why I have such a strong faith. That it all comes from that. You know, I was very blessed to see that, you know. Whatever the ultimate purpose of that was, I don't know, but I'm sure there is some reason why I was allowed to see that. But it's something I've never been able to deny, even at my lowest moments of being a heroin addict and all of that type of thing. So yeah, that's it. That is what triggered my to me, it's not faith, it's knowledge, you know. I know what I've seen and what I experienced, and I can look at the world around me and know that there's a creator, you know, there is a God. Do you know what I mean? And to me, it's obvious. It's that obvious, like I've seen it, you know. Like I've seen proof of that. I've literally seen. That's right in front of you. That's it. And for other people who haven't seen that, literally what I've seen, I mean, that's all around you too. If you just look around you. Nothing happens by accident, you know. There's nothing. There's. You can't give an example of something popping into existence out of nothing, you know. But it would seem as though there's quite a big propaganda thing on television, to television media, all of that kind of thing, to make you believe that. But anyway, there you go. That is why.